I'm Foy Vance. I'm here recording songs from the new album, The Wild Swan. I read this poem by W.B. Yeats, The Wild Swans Are Cool, I think it's called. And I just got fascinated by swans and wrote a load of swan songs. So I had the title for the record before I had the record.
My feet feel good. My feet.
I had many sort of influences for this record, I think. I like to think I tipped my hat to a few people.
She burns, yeah. She burns like petrol, soap, paper, and fireworks.
Well, you know what? She Burns. I wrote She Burns at my home in Aberfeldy and recorded it on a laptop using the sort of iPhone mic thing, on the headphones. That was my microphone for it, and it took ages to try and get something that was better than that. To be honest with you, like it had its own sound, and that was a hard song to get. Actually, it was the first song we tried when we went in the studio, and it was the last song we got.
Where's our home? Keeps me warm right to my very soul.
Ella, my daughter, saw it on Instagram. Lucy had tweeted the album or the song and said that she liked it or whatever. And Ella came in. She had lost her mind because she watches that Pretty Little Liars. So she was like, "Daddy, have you seen who's after Instagramming about you?" I was like, "Who's Lucy Hale?" But then I checked out her Instagram and instantly thought she'd be perfect for this video, like perfect. She did that out of the goodness of her heart, that girl. She's a lovely girl, actually.
She burns, yeah. She burns like petrol, soap, paper, and fireworks.
I think my favourite is Noam Chomsky. Just for that one Batman chord on the saxophones. That's the saxophonist was amazing, actually. Jim Hoke, I think is his name. He's a real kind of old school cat, like the day that he came in was it was great. Well, Noam Chomsky is a soft revolution. He is, you know what I mean? He's got this really he speaks so softly, but he says some of the most leveling things you're ever likely to hear,
Play on loud, but if you're quiet and you're brooding, baby, Noam Chomsky is a soft revolution.
If you say it's one take, then it brings a different energy. It's like now when you record on Pro Tools or whatever, or Logic, but digitally, it's great. Obviously, it's great. But the second you say we're recording the tape, it changes the dynamic, doesn't it? You think about it differently and you approach it differently, and that's what I like about the one take thing.
Feeling great, Charlie Darwin. If you're thinking about apes, if you're quiet and you're sick of a solution, maybe Noam Chomsky is a soft revolution.
There are a lot of artists that stand out that I'd be a fan of, that I write with. But if I had to pick one, I'd say Plan B. Yeah, the first day I wrote with him, we got into the studio at 1 o'clock, and I left the studio at 5 in the morning, covered in blood like that now, like blood from we did the whole track. It wasn't like a writing session. Some writing sessions you just sit down with a guitar and you chat or whatever. With him, it was we were doing everything and constantly changing ideas. It's just like an explosion of creativity. Yeah, he's a great artist, really great. The new record's gonna be amazing. You know what? I think I first met Ed on Arthur's Day in Dublin, actually, and we sat up till like 5 in the morning just song sharing, and immediately I kind of, I was completely enamored by him because he's an interesting guy, isn't he? He's not quite pop, he's not quite this, he's not quite that. He's sort of his own thing, and people love him or hate him, but irrespective of all that, he's like this wee power horse that just does what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, and makes it work somehow. He's a fascinating guy. So yeah, that's when our relationship started.
'Cause we're the children of the revolution. Singing up in the eye, said revolution.
And then he invited me out on tour, which was really interesting. It was really good. I like support. I like doing support gigs for artists that I wouldn't normally, they wouldn't be my audience or whatever. Because when I first started touring with Ed, he hadn't broken through to that. Like now, his audience is like a Bruce Springsteen audience. It's, women, grandas, grannies, kids, men, like just everyone across the board is at his gigs. But at this stage, it was just screaming 12-year-old girls. And every night I'd go out, it was like Ed's demented uncle had been wheeled out for the crack, singing songs about heartache and cancer and shit, and they're just looking at me thinking, what is this? I guess we connected over, and then we toured a lot actually over the next couple of years. So yeah, so basically when he said he'd like to sign me for a record, I mean, it was a no-brainer. You know what I mean? He was doing it for all the right reasons. He wasn't there to make me into something I'm not, or you know what I mean? It was carte blanche to, it's him being supportive, really, just kind of going, there's a guy, let's get him to make a record that he wants to make and put it out.